What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Deadlock video guide. Today we are going to be going over the new hero Mirage that just came out this week. We are first going to be going over the abilities and then be talking about the item and build and pretty much play style that we will be utilizing. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Mirage's first ability is his tornado. You become a tornado, propelling yourself forward, knocking enemies up along the way. Enemies that are knocked up are kept suspended in the air for a short amount of time. Those enemies are basically rendered rooted because they cannot move in any direction at all, so it makes it very easy to land headshots. Also, while you are a tornado, you're completely rendered immune to all damage and possible stuns. So for example, if an Infernus is coming at you and you pop your tornado right before his ult goes off, you will completely dodge the damage and the stun too. So really good to know there. Also, this ability grants you bullet evasion chance at the end of it. So as you can see, I am all sandy. That is the bullet evasion that I currently have. For those of you that don't know, bullet evasion chance pretty much refers to the percent chance that incoming bullets will completely miss you entirely. So pretty good there. Mirage's next ability is his fire scarabs. You can see that there's 4 charges, but it is only a one-time use. So you throw out a fire scarab at an enemy, stealing max health from them and applying bullet resist reduction. So you're going to throw it once, and then you have a few seconds to throw the remaining 3. These will apply damage and that max health steal and that bullet resist reduction. However, it is very important to note that the damage and max health steal can only be applied to an enemy target one time. So throwing all 4 scarabs at one enemy does nothing. It'll only do it one time. Mirage's third ability, Jin's Mark, is probably his main core ability. This is what I think makes the hero entirely. Let's go over it. Your shots apply an increasing multiplier on the target. When the multiplier on the target expires or you reach the max, it is consumed and the target will be dealt spirit damage and also be briefly revealed on the map as well. So this is what it looks like. You shoot the target once, you'll see a 1x above their head. Then after a few seconds, a little sniper logo icon will appear on them. You shoot that, then it'll go to ×2. A few seconds later, it'll spawn again. Go to ×4, and then the max is ×8 at base, so you won't see ×8, it'll just deal the damage. Very important to note that the sniper logo will only appear at its own fixed rate, which is 2.5 seconds at base, and there's nothing you could do to change that. There's no items you could buy. You know, increasing your fire rate or weapon damage will not further decrease the time in between each spawn. So it is 2.5 seconds at base. Also, you don't actually have to shoot the icon itself. You could shoot anywhere at the target and it will still proc it as well. This ability also has an active. You could pretty much consume the mark whenever you want. So I could consume it right now, dealing the damage early if I want. This is pretty good if you want to reveal them on the map, because that's what it also does if you need to, you know, chase them down. You're also going to want to use the active portion of this ability when you have a target that is really low and you think that they will die from the current stacks that they have. Go ahead and activate it to just secure the kill and don't wait any longer. Also good to note that the mark will always consume itself no matter what. It doesn't matter if the target breaks line of sight from you or if they run away very far. The damage will always be eventually dealt, so pretty good to know there. And then finally, his last ability is Traveler. Press the button, it will open up your minimap like this, select the target, and after a brief channel, you will spawn at the location of the target that you selected. It could be a teammate or an enemy. It is also very important to note that you will teleport to where the target was at the time in which you casted this ability. So if during the channel they move 20 meters, you will not spawn with them, you'll spawn where they were at when you first casted this ability. So yeah. Alright, to go over the upgrades, it's nothing too crazy, but for the tornado, it's just going to increase the lift duration that the target is lifted in the air. Then it's going to be cooldown and then increase that bullet evasion chance to a total of 45% bullet evasion chance. For your fire scarabs, it's going to be cooldown, and then it's going to apply more bullet resist reduction to the target, and then it's going to increase the total max health still, so nothing too crazy there. However, for Jin's Mark, the first one, it's going to apply at 80% slow for 0.5 seconds whenever you increase the multiplier, so that's really, really good. Second one is going to add 4 seconds to the multiplier duration, which normally it's 4 seconds, so it's going to increase it to 8.5 seconds, which gives you a lot more time to shoot the enemy to increase that multiplier and increase the base damage as well. And the last upgrade, which is going to be the best one, is it's going to be a minus 0.5 second cooldown between each multiplier, which is going to allow you to just stack the multiplier even quicker. So really, really good. And not only that, it's going to add +4 max to the multiplier. So instead of ×8, the max is going to be ×12. So just a lot more damage and a lot quicker stacking time. So really, really good. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for the abilities. Now we're going to go into the build and items, talk more about what we are going to buy and how we're going to play this hero. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, so after a lot of time testing this hero with a lot of different items, this is the build that I came up with. So if you guys want to look it up, feel free to type this in. Like you see, Mirage build Ricochet OP, and we'll get into more why Ricochet is really, really good. But yeah, look this up, give it a like, and feel free to use it if you think it's really good, okay? All right, starting off with the T1s. This isn't really any specific order, but I will mention that Ammo Scavenger is really, really good here, simply because you need a lot of ammo to apply those stacks in the laning phase. And we really wanted to minimize the time spent reloading, and so this item pretty much gives you ammo back every time you either secure or deny a soul from an entity. So really, really good there to just keep having more and more ammo to shoot your enemy instead of having to reload all the time. And then the rest of the items you can pretty much buy in any set order. This is just the tier 1s that I thought were pretty good for this hero. All right, so for the T2s, this isn't any specific order, but we are going to go in order of left to right just to explain them. So the first one is Fleet Footwork. This is going to give you movement speed. The whole idea behind movement speed is to just chase your enemies down to keep applying the stacks so they don't get away or the stack expires too early. Slowing bullets, same concept, slow them down, gives you more time. Swift Striker, just plain and simple, more ammo, which is great, and fire rate too on top of that. Enduring Speed, another same concept, just makes you faster, chase them down. Spirit Lifesteal, I think, is actually really underrated on Mirage, and we'll get into that a little bit later when we talk about Leech. But he's going to be doing a lot of burst damage, and so you get a lot of burst healing, which is actually going to be really, really good. Quicksilver Reload, me personally, I think you can imbue this into any ability that you want. But since we are going to be relying mostly on Jin's Mark, we don't really want to imbue that into that ability because we don't want to activate it earlier than we need to, just to get a reload off. So for me, I like to imbue it into our Fire Scarabs, so that way if we're shooting a lot and we need to reload soon, we'll just throw out some Fire Scarabs since there's really no animation to go through that. Rather as Tornado, you would actually have to go through the animation before you could start shooting again. There is a build, however, that revolves more around using your Tornado and buying a lot of weapon damage and fire rate, and really just relying on suspending enemies in the air for a longer duration, so that way you could just land free headshots. If that's the case, then you probably would want to put it into Jin's Mark, so that way you could just easily press the button and, you know, while they're in the air, and you can just keep shooting at them while they are suspended. But that's not where we're going to be going today. We are going to be relying more on Jin's Mark, so I like to build it into Fire Scarabs. All right, for the tier 3s, I think first must buy is Improved Burst, and then you can buy in any order, but Improved Burst first, because once you start getting the ×8 and especially ×12 multiplier, it's just going to do a lot of burst damage, so this item will definitely help out with that. Mystic Slow, another concept. They're just going to be slowed down, helps you chase them. Improved Spirit for more damage, plain and simple. And then Titanic Magazine is going to be really, really good because it's going to greatly increase your ammo size. Like I said before, we really want to minimize the time spent reloading, so that's going to help out with that a lot by just giving you a lot more ammo. So really good there. All right, and then for the T4s, the #1 item, hands down, without a doubt, has to be Ricochet. This is a must buy no matter what. Honestly, I think you could even rush this item and possibly buy it before some of these items if you really want. I don't see the problem with that. Ricochet is really, really good. I don't think people talk about this item enough. I mean, I haven't really heard anyone talk about it, but Ricochet is really, really, really good on Mirage, and let me just show you why. All right, so the reason why Ricochet is really good is because it applies your Jin's Mark. So check this out. It applies the mark to everyone. I won't stop fighting. So you could just be in a team fight and sit back and kind of just shoot at a lot of units, and it will ricochet and apply the mark to everyone. Not only that, shooting minions will also ricochet and apply the mark onto enemy heroes as well. So it's just really, really good to be stacking the mark on multiple targets all at once. So really, really good item all around. All right, so for the rest of the T4s, this isn't any specific order, but first is going to be Spiritual Overflow. Reason because this item works by granting you a bonus spirit power by charging up with your bolts on enemy heroes, which is exactly what you have to do with your third ability, Jin's Mark. So you're going to be shooting a lot of enemies, and then that's going to give you that spirit power from Spiritual Overflow, and then that way when your mark procs, you'll be doing even more damage. So really, really good. Next one is Silencer. The reason why is because Ricochet will be applying that silence active ability to all the targets all at once, so really, really good active item there. So Leech, like I said, could be a super underrated item. The reason for that is because since you are using Ricochet to apply the mark to multiple targets, once you consume those marks, you will do not only the burst damage, but that means you will receive a bunch of burst healing all at once. So really, really good item there. But also it's going to give you that bullet lifesteal as well, which is also going to be good because you do buy weapon damage, so that's going to be really good for the end of the game. Soul Rebirth 2, as we know, pretty much every hero wants to buy that at some point, so can't go wrong with Soul Rebirth. Boundless Spirit for more damage for your Jin's Mark. And then Diviner's Kevlar is going to be really good too, simply because when you use your ultimate, you're going to come out with that 700 bullet shield and that 700 spirit shield as well. So it helps you gank and help teammates that are about to die, things like that too. All right, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for the build. Like I said, the #1 core item is going to be Ricochet. This is the core of the build right here, just applying Jin's Mark to as many units as we can to apply that burst damage as much as possible. But that's pretty much it. So if you guys want to give the build a try out for yourself, go ahead and search it up. The name of the build is right here at the top. And if you do think it works well, feel free to give it a like. That'll be greatly appreciated. Okay, but that pretty much brings us to the end of the build and items portion of the video. All right, guys, that pretty much brings us to the end of this video guide. If you did enjoy the video, please consider giving it a like and a thumbs up. That will help the video out tremendously, and I'll greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. This is my second hero guide I've ever made. The first one I made was for Shiv. That was my first main. So please let me know if you like videos like this by dropping a comment down below. I've been making content for this game as of recent, and I've been really enjoying playing this game and making content for it. So if you guys want to see more, please just let me know. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope this video helped you out, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.